Imagine buying a house for under $15,000 or filling up your car's gas tank for just a few bucks. Now travel back in time with me to the 1950s when the cost of living was just a fraction of what it is today in 2025. So are we better off now, or was life more simple back then? So let's dive into the numbers and see exactly how much life has really changed. Now, if you're new to this channel, I'm Jerry Pincus, your real estate expert, and in this video, we're going to break down the differences between the cost of living in the 1950s and what it is today. And then I'm going to uncover some of the reasons that are happening behind this. Now, just to put this in perspective, let's take a look at the numbers so you can actually see how much things have changed over the years. And of course, prices weren't the same everywhere. Just like back in the 1950s, they aren't the same everywhere today. But living in a big city, it's going to cost more than the small town. Still, the numbers give us an idea of how much things have actually changed over the years. So let's start with rent. Back in the 1950s, you could pay about 50 to 75 bucks a month for rent. But today, the average has jumped to $2,000 a month. So that's about 40 times higher. And for many people, housing as a total expense is now their biggest monthly expense. Now, buying a house back in 1950, the average price of a home was just $7,400. I mean, wow. Wouldn't you like to buy a couple of those, right? Now, fast forward today, and the average home cost is going to be around $412,300. So, of course, that house that's being built today, it's got larger square footage, and even basic homes today are a lot more luxurious than they were like the homes back in the 1950s. So housing has become much more expensive, even though wages have gone up as well, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. Okay, so how about cars? Now today, the average price of a car is $48,401, but back in 1950, you could buy a brand new car for as little as $1,500 or $2,500 at the most. But it's not just that things were cheaper back then. People earned less too. So back in the 1950s, minimum wage was something between 75 cents and $1 an hour. But today, depending upon where you live, that minimum wage is between $7.25 and $17 an hour. So wages has definitely gone up since the 1950s. But when you think about how much more housing, food, and the basic things cost today, it's easy to see how many people feel like they just can barely get ahead. So let's take a look at groceries. In 1950, feeding a family of 4 for a month, it just cost $30. Now today, that same family, they're spending around $845 a month on groceries. And sure, our diets have evolved, but there's more choices at the store, but that's still a massive jump no matter which way you look at it. So as you can see, the numbers really do show how much things have changed. But prices have gone way up over the years, even though people are earning more money now. So it's both things going up, but not at the same time. And often it just doesn't feel like there's enough to cover all of these additional costs of the basic things like housing, food, and even getting around. So let's talk about why this shift is happening and what's causing prices to rise so much. Now, your grandparents could afford a house, a car, and support 3 kids on one salary. But in 2025, 2 incomes can barely cover all the bills, even though the income is over 6 figures. The system is broken, but it's up to us to figure out how to make our lives better. And no one's coming to save you guys. You need to figure this stuff out for yourself. I'm going to show you these things because over the last 2 centuries, about 90% of the world's millionaires have been creating wealth through real estate. And this is a striking fact that the power of real estate has a wealth building tool in it built in. Now, Warren Buffett said one time, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you're going to work until you die. Here's some interesting numbers that reveal a wellspring of wealth. Stay with me, guys. From 1999 through 2007, the median family wealth was $50,000. Now, from 2008 through 2014, it doubled to $100,000, where it remained through 2018. But check this out, from 2019 through 2022, inflation kicked in, and it also went substantially helping to raise the wealth for those who had invested. So that number rose to $125,000. However, this is interesting. Starting in 2023 through the end of 2024, because of rising home prices and the amount of incredible equity gains that were made, the median wealth in the United States doubled to $250,000. Now, a majority of this reason is why consumer spending still remains strong today. But going forward, owning a home, owning property, and owning real estate is increasingly an important matter. Yet we're seeing some people that are completely left out, while many other average people are getting ahead in life. The fact is, 90% of all millionaires became so by either investing in or maintaining their wealth through real estate. More money has been made in real estate than all other industrial investments combined. That's amazing. Andrew Carnegie once said, "A wise young man or woman, a wage earner of today, invests their money in real estate." And that statement is as true today as it was back then when he said it. It isn't a story about greed. It's a testament to how real estate has been a vehicle to lift up the average person. It offers a pathway to wealth and financial stability. Now look at this. In the 1940s, after World War II, when many soldiers came home, that was when the United States saw a rise in suburban living. Now this time period created the middle class, which was grounded on property ownership. Now even those that weren't born into wealth were investing in their own property and becoming homeowners. And at the same time, they were building equity and wealth over time. But there's always the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? Real estate does have a double-edged sword because it's not always going up, up, up. The average person, the high cost of entry, along with the market volatility, has sometimes hindered rather than helped some get ahead in life. Yet for those who manage to navigate this market, have wisely found that real estate is one of the most reliable paths and points to wealth. Now, this story of wealth through real estate over 2 centuries isn't about the numbers or the properties. It's really about human ambition, the resilience, and basic understanding that land is more valuable than just ground. It's about legacy, community, and building prosperity. From the industrial millionaires of the 1800s to the tech-savvy investors of 2025, they have found that real estate has a proven and timeless asset class that offers a blueprint for wealth creation that transcends generations and empowers not just the elite, but the everyday person to dream big and build a future. Now, I really want to know what your thoughts are on this. I said a lot, right? Have you invested in real estate? How have you done with it? And what's going on in real estate in your area? Share your thoughts and comments below. I really want to know what's happening in your area and what's happening with you. So go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe because I have over 1,400 videos here that are absolutely going to help you. If you didn't already know, I'm Jerry with Jerry Pincus Real Estate Experts. Look, guys, my team is here to help you find your hidden gem and to avoid those pitfalls that are costly. Now look, I cannot bring prices down, but we can help you find that perfect house. My team and I have helped thousands and thousands of people over the last 20 years, and we've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we want to make sure that when you're buying or you're selling, you don't get average. We want to make sure that you're getting way above average. You have questions, we have answers. Pick up the phone, give us a call, 843-839-9870. Until next time, stay happy, stay educated, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.